Yo, D-Face up back with another video. Today we here with
Destiny.
and uh,
And we're fried.
it's fuck. So today we're gonna be reacting to things you realize as soon as you graduate high school. The original link gonna be in the description. I'm a high school graduate. She's about to graduate, so this is a very informational video. Let's get straight to it.
These are things you realize as soon as you graduate.
The one in the middle.
Is he from off of Degrassi?
That's Spider-Man.
Number 1, your high school social life does not matter at all. The moment you graduate, you're gonna forget about 95% of people you went to school with.
Real.
Seriously, all those people whose opinions you cared about, you will never see them again. For me, this was a simultaneously frustrating but also freeing realization. It was frustrating because it made me realize how dumb it was all those times I overanalyzed my appearance or my attitude or the way I talked to girls. I mean, every guy at least once throughout high school has tried to be the silent, mysterious, cool guy, sitting in the corner thinking everyone thinks he's Bruce Wayne. But then you get home and realized you didn't talk to anyone all day and just wasted your time. When you're in high school, you think the stakes of your social life are so high and that if you publicly embarrass yourself, it's gonna haunt you forever. But literally the moment you get home from graduation, you realize that your social status in high school did not matter at all and you will never see any of those people ever again. And in that sense, it's very freeing because if you didn't like the person you were in high school, you can just close that chapter and start afresh. And once you graduate high school, your friend group is most likely going to change a lot and you're going to have less friends, but they're going to mean more to you. Because in high school, a lot of your friendships are going to be based out of convenience. In high school, you're going to be friends with people because they're in a lot of your classes or maybe they're in some of your extracurriculars. And honestly, a lot of the time, you're only friends with those people because you're in such close proximity to them every single day. But once you graduate high school, you really are free to find friends that are like you and more aligned to your goals. So if you're in high school right now, shoot the shot, talk to the girl, don't be afraid to make a fool of yourself, and if you do embarrass yourself, realize that 99% of people will forget about you the moment they graduate. The next realization you will have as soon as you graduate is that 90% of what you learned in high school is completely useless. Now, you were probably already aware of this while you were in high school, but it becomes all the more evident as soon as you
Who album is that?
Kanye. Who?
That's Kanye.
marketing or how to do my taxes, but I know what an ionic bond is. Thank you, public school system. Because the content of what you learn in school will be so irrelevant to you after you graduate, it makes self-education all the more important. If you're in high school, especially if you're 17 or 18, you probably already have an idea of what you want to pursue after you graduate. And I think that it's extremely crucial that outside of school hours, you educate yourself in that field. It's going to put you at such a head start and advantage over your peers once you graduate. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't focus on the content of your formal education. Obviously, your grades are important for college apps and job applications and stuff like that. But truthfully, the most valuable skill being a good student in high school will teach you is having a strong work ethic. If you're someone who's taking AP and honors classes and are the type of student that works really hard, even if you think that what you're learning is pointless and ultimately a lot of it is, just understand that your ability to work hard is growing stronger and ultimately your work ethic is going to be one of the most important skills you will have in the real world. This was a big issue.
He spitting?
That nigga spitting.
Bro.
He be talking about
Bro, cause my work ethic used to be some shit. But like stuff I've been going through since I became adult, but since I became an adult, it's like
take your time.
It boosted my work ethic. But I'm kind of grateful I done went through some stuff because being an adult with no work ethic is impossible, really. We back with some Mickey D's. So now it's a mukbang.
because I was a good student throughout school, but only because of the expectations of my parents. So I would do just enough to get that A on the report card, and then I would completely give up. This led me to resent school pretty much throughout high school, and I had a pretty miserable time. But I think a better perspective to take is that I am someone who has big goals, and I want to be someone who is capable of working extremely hard. So even though learning that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell is not congruent to my goals, when I study for the biology test until 2 a.m., I am becoming someone who's more capable of working hard, and I can use that skill later down the line on work that is congruent to my goals. The next realization you'll have once you graduate is that there is life beyond school. It sounds odd to say, but high school was so structured and restrictive that once I graduated, freedom felt weird. It's like, oh, now I don't have to wake up at 6:30 and ride this cold school bus while the driver is blasting morning radio while I'm trying to get an extra 30 minutes of sleep. In my opinion, college is way better than high school because you pick what your classes are, you pick when they are, and you get to choose what you do with the rest of your week. Now at the age of 20, it sounds odd for me to say, but when I graduated, I had this epiphany that my time actually belongs to me. Because throughout high school, my time essentially belonged to the school. I had to get up early, ride the bus to school, spend 8 hours there, come back home. By the time I got home, it was already 5 o'clock. Then I had to do 2 hours of homework, eat dinner, and by this point, it's 9 or 10 o'clock, and you have to ask yourself, do you want to sacrifice your sleep to work on something that you want to do or have fun, or do you want to get a nice 8-9 hours of sleep and spend no time for yourself? I think this is...
Which one, like, would you ideally do?
Like now, as of right now, or as of right now, I would just be bullshitting on my phone. Cause I don't even be watching TV for real. Have the TV on for background noise. Sometimes I'll do something productive, but like I still end up staying up. Like I don't really be getting no rest for real. So I'll try to enjoy the time that I do have. What would you do in high school?
Stay up. It's like in high school, I could get up off of 2-3 hours of sleep. Like it'd just be hard for me to get up initially, but like I'd be like good. But like now, like if I do that, like my head be hurting the whole damn day. And it's like, bro, I gotta get my sleep. I didn't realize how important sleep was to like the past year.
Flaw in the education system because all it really does is train you to be a mindless worker. But once you graduate, you sit back and you have this moment where you realize you can choose what to do with your time. And that independence is very, very liberating. The next realization that you'll have after high school is that life moves at 2 times speed once you graduate. I graduated in 2023, about a year and a half ago, and the time between then and now has zoomed by. Because high school was so structured, it felt like it took forever, like it was a 4-year prison sentence. But my entire freshman year of college was like I blinked and it was over. I think that being present in the moment is truly the secret to life, and when I am present, time doesn't seem to slip by as much and existence is more enjoyable, and the last thing anyone needs is to blink.
How do you be present?
Hmm?
How do you be present in the moment? Like, do you mean like enjoy it and like try to look at it differently, or like what do that mean?
I think so. Cause like you got like more time, like, and it's not like structured. Like he choose when he want to do shit, basically. So he like going about shit like not as a robot, basically.
Wonder where their 20s went. So if you're in high school, your perception of time will likely change after you graduate, and don't think the slow pace of high school is gonna...
Since I graduated, bro, it's like I realized like how much like it just feel like I don't be having time to do shit. Like I'm really working on my time management now, bro. Cause you got like I be having time, but it's like I kind of procrastinate.
Can I ask you, was it like that in school? Like, you had, Did you have way more time like to piss off during school or like less?
Less, but it feel like I got more time now than I did in high school.
But it just don't feel like it. Hmm.
Like in high school, shot got up at like 5 something. Then I got home at like 3 something. And then I go to work and get off. I won't get home till like 11. So I really didn't have time to do shit.
Okay, so that depends on what time you get up now.
Yeah.
Try to start your day a little earlier than usual. And you'll feel like you have more time to do shit. You got more time to procrastinate and bullshit around.
And I gotta stop like thinking about shit too much because I be thinking about it like
knock
for
you off.
like by the time I get to do it, it's like so much time went past.
Be your life forever, make sure to always be present or you're gonna miss a lot of life. The next thing you'll realize once you graduate high school is also the most important thing you'll realize, and that's you have to take accountability for everything in your life. The modern education system constantly reinforces the idea that nothing is ever your fault, and I think that's one of the most dangerous ideas that has been perpetuated over the past decade or so. Once you graduate and you have to fend for yourself, nobody cares about your disadvantages. And even if you have legitimate disadvantages, let's just nobody cares about your
That with Will Smith? Jay Smith? You never seen it?
disadvantages. And even if you have legitimate disadvantages, let's just play it out to the extreme, okay? Say you feel as if you're being held back by your ethnicity, gender, disability, or some other reason. Okay, you will never be successful. Is that what you want me to tell you? Because I can almost guarantee that someone has had it worse and done it better. I'm a big sports fan, and I often think about Manny Pacquiao, who was so impoverished he had to turn pro at the age of 16, and he was so malnourished that he couldn't even make the weight for the lowest weight division. Somehow he came from abject poverty in the Philippines to one of the greatest boxers of all time. If he can do that, I'm fairly confident I have the resources to achieve my goals. Comparison goes both ways. You don't have to use it to compare yourself to people who have more advantages than you. I just remember someone telling me there are 2 words that will get you out of whatever struggle you're going through. My fault. Because I'm not that far removed from high school, I still remember it pretty vividly, and I can say with confidence that 15 to 18-year-olds are very capable. And I think that coddling these people in a very formative period of their life into thinking that none of their shortcomings are ever their fault is very dangerous. You will never achieve your goals until you realize that you have to take accountability for everything in your life. Please follow me on Instagram. I read my DMs if you have any ideas to tell me, and I'm posting once we hit 30,000 subscribers, so check me out.
He kind of wise.
Original link gonna be in the description. The video, it was a good video. It was done.
I think it was a good video too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see y'all in the next one.